I want to talk to you about the word apostle. Now, most of us understand that the word apostle means sent one. And we know the 12 apostles in the Bible, they were sent by Jesus to go out and talk about his ways and to bring his mindset to the world. Jesus was not, he didn't come here just to mix a little bit of himself into our culture and to just make it maybe a bit more flavorful, so to say. I mean, he wanted to come and replace our culture with him. And I believe that's the reason why he called his apostles apostles. It's not because he wanted to send them out so much, but there was a second meaning for the word apostle back in the days of the Romans. When the Romans used to be really strong and they were conquering the world, what they tended to do was they would move into a city, they would take it over, and then they would move on to the next city to take it over, and then the next one. But after they'd taken a couple of cities, they would find when they came back that the original city they took was, they'd kind of lost it again. All the people went back to their old ways and they weren't really Roman. And so they would have to reconquer it again. And one of the things the Romans did was they created a new military level called the general apostle or the apostle. And what his job was is that after the military generals would sweep through a city, then the apostle general, he would come in with culture from the Romans, and he would put up statues, and they would bring in their poetry, and they would bring in their paintings, and they would bring in everything that represented Roman culture. And by the time the Romans would come back to the city, that city would then be Roman, and they wouldn't have to re-win that again. And that whole concept of a apostle general coming in and not taking the city, but keeping the city, so to say, and replacing the culture. That was a concept that I believe Jesus must have had in mind as he thought about his apostles. I can't be sure of that. The Bible doesn't necessarily say that, but we do know what that meant to the Romans, and we do know that Jesus Christ wants to replace these cultures.